Hi all, I am Rishikesh Menon, 2020-22 batch PGPM student at IIM Trichy. I am gonna talk about weakening aggregate demand, Achilles heel in Indian economy. In general, the various elements of business environment are showing trends of revival after several phases of lockdown. But the aggregate consumer demand is trailing behind, failing to gain momentum in the past 7 quarters in a row. This would be the first of its kind slowdown, even if we consider the slowdowns in 2008 and 2012. Then the supply side was unable to satisfy strong growth in aggregate demand. But now, in contrast, the present slowdown is clearly driven by weakened aggregate demand. In fact, consumer demand has buckled under pressure. The consumption slowdown actually began several months before the crisis and can be traced back to credit crunch and failure of real estate companies and eventually to the four balance sheet crisis. There are several theories to weaken consumer demand, ranging from structural factors to immediate factors. Weaker credit growth due to credit crunch in the shadow banking space, falling rural demand accentuated by note ban, and then through domestic and global gluts, supply gluts, and deflation in farm prices, weak wage growth, fears of job losses, etc., affected the demand. High taxation in sectors like automobile and real estate aided the demand slowdown. There was an increase in the input costs in agriculture sector, thereby reducing the margins considerably. Moreover, the state government spendings dropped significantly. All these factors affected the slowdown in demand. If we look from the expenditure side, the magnitude of India's deepening slowdown can be observed in three of the four major components of GDP, namely consumption, investment, and export. In fact, revival of demand is key not just for consumption but also for private investment, as well as like we need to concentrate on export as well. The contraction of GDP by over 23% in the first quarter of the current fiscal and continued fall in GDP is a major concern for the overall economy and calls for a major stimulus to energize and strengthen demand in the economy, which we must be implemented in phases in the coming years through various actions from the government side. In the absence of a major fiscal push on the demand side, we could end up being stuck in a quagmire of low demand and low income cycles. So, in order to tackle this, additional direct cash transfers, temporary reduction in GST rates, enhanced government procurement, part funding of salaries to support jobs, etc., may be implemented to boost demand. These may be implemented in a phased manner. Also, bringing up special packages to certain sectors could also be worked out. In the Union Budget 2021-22, the government is betting on a real GDP growth of 10% to 10.5% in the coming year after the estimated 7.7% decline in 2020-21. It hopes to ride on the multiplier effect of infrastructure spending to spur demand and job creation. Thank you.